Did you find out what was happening?
Oh, we're
Oh,
live.
never mind. Never mind.
No, we, we don't know about the party. Okay. I don't know if it's a surprise party or going to be an invitation. All right, here we go. Live chat. All right. So there, I've got to go on the other side. Oh, I'm all ready to go on the other side. I just have to turn my camera on over there. I got to mute over here. All right. Let's see.
All right, girls, I'm back. I'm gonna get off of here for watch the ball opening.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Linda. All
Love you all.
right. This is Jimmy's ball that he picked here. I don't know why he picked this one, but he did. Jasper, what are you doing? Oh, can somebody able to spotlight me, please?
I'm not a co-host, so I
Oh,
can't.
never made you one.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's saying remove spotlight.
Yeah, probably have to remove it and put it back again.
Okay.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
It won't let me do it for some reason.
I don't know. Jasper, this is not food. This is not food, Jasper.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I'm just going to watch. I'm going to mute.
What do you mean? You're not going to ooh and ah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Carolyn, I did, but there you go. Okay. It just now came up on YouTube.
Well, notice, I hope it's on another magazine. Hope it's something different. Oh, this is something different. I've never had this. I don't know what this is. Coming out in little pieces. Oh my gosh, I think it's a waffle iron.
You don't have this?
I've never had the waffle iron. Let me see this. Oh, it's not a waffle iron. It's a sandwich maker.
You have that then, don't you?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Exciting. Hi,
Isn't it?
Christine.
Hi, Christine. Okay. So it goes together like that. Look at that. And it has little sandwiches.
It has little, oh wow, little sandwiches already, guys. Look.
Hold on a minute. I think I have to put them like this. Okay. So we got the sandwich maker. Let's see if that's
I love the home balls.
rare or.
They're Kevin's favorites.
Oh, look at that. It's ultra rare.
Oh, really?
Yep. Ultra rare. All right. Let's see what we've got. Now, this feels like the magazine again, but we'll see. Can't open this thing. Oh, no, it's a cutting board.
I'll be back. I'm in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin.
Here's something. Oh, this might be a lava lamp. Feels like something like that.
And you have that already, right?
Oh, no, I don't have this. Oh, this is so cute. Look at it is. It's the little water bottle.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I don't have that. Okay. This feels like a picture frame or something. Oh, it is.
Christine knew my voice.
It is. It's a framed wall art.
Oh, how cute.
Let's see. Oh, they tell you that. Why does it come with instructions? Oh, you can change, if you want to change the print in there, you can take it out and put a print in there.
Why, they give you different prints for it?
Yeah. What is this? Oh, hold on a minute. What is this? Hold on. This is magic glue, and I just dropped something on the floor. I don't know. You glue this. Hold on. There's an egg and a sausage, tongs, a spatula, and hold on a minute. I just dropped something. Gotta find whatever this is.
Is that a piece of sausage there or something too?
Yes, and I don't know what else. Just let me see what else is supposed to be here.
They're really creative with the home balls.
Let's see what
aren't
this
they?
is supposed to be, because I can see. Let me see. There's something. Oh, this should be a frying pan, I think. Let me see.
They are very cute, right, Christine?
So we've got this. Oh, there should be an egg. We got an egg, a sausage, and there's something else that fell. I'm trying to see what fell. I think it was let me see. Frying pan. Yeah.
Are you sure something fell?
Yeah, I heard it.
Hey, Justina.
Hold on, I've got to look carefully. The brown floor and things going down. Let's see. I heard it go like. Look behind me. Jimmy's the person to look. Ah. There's no way there's a frying pan here on the floor. No, absolutely.
Is that everything?
Oh,
that
I
was
found the frying pan. Hold on. Found the frying pan. Hold on, now there's one other tiny piece of food or something. Let me see. I wish I knew what piece of food. It just looks like a square or something. Oh, I think I found it. Hold on.
toast, maybe?
I think I found it. What is this? Oh, it's a potato? I think it's a
Oh,
potato or sausage. What's that?
sausage.
And what's this then?
Sausage, 2 pieces. Or is it
Okay.
one long and one's shorter?
But why do they give you the glue? This is weird.
Or
I've never.
is it glue?
It says magic UV glue, and it says put it in the pan, and they want you to glue it down. I don't know why. Why do you want to glue that down in the pan?
Oh, your skillet, so it doesn't come out of the skillet and get lost.
I guess maybe, but
Like you just dropped some of it,
okay. Now I think that is that in the bowl. Okay, so we'll open one more.
But nobody ever listens to me.
I'm gonna pick this one. This is heavy. Jasper, these are not toys for you. No. You know what? Jasper kills every toy he has with that squeak. He has to kill it.
We all met right here. It's just me right here on YouTube. Believe that? It's true.
Who said that?
She asked how we all met.
Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. I'm not
Are
over there. No wonder. Hang on. In the wrong chat. We all met in the nut house.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. YouTube sounds better. It's kind of an extension of the nut house.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Linda, she's gonna freak.
Uh-oh. Oh, Kevin's gonna freak. What are you talking
Linda
about?
wants the lip couch.
So does Kevin.
Look how nice that looks with the
Kevin's been wanting that. All I've seen Kevin say is that lip couch.
Oh, look, I got the KitchenAid juicer. This was a good ball.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jimmy's gonna pretend this was the ball he picked.
I
Let me see, I gotta open it up.
thought you said it was from Jimmy.
That one was. This is my ball.
Kevin's freaking out. And so is Linda. But Kevin's like, oh, OMG, the couch. And
Yeah,
Linda's
because
like,
Linda said, open it up and get that. I love how they actually pack the juicer in packing material,
wow.
like in a packing box. Look at that.
Kevin said he just wanted to see it. He doesn't want it. But he's like, the red lip couch. He said he
Okay.
just wanted to see it. He doesn't want it.
Okay.
Linda said, yes, Kevin and I love it.
And this is the juicer.
Everybody's loving it. Wow,
There's
that
the KitchenAid.
juicer. That's so real life.
I know, and it comes in the real box with the real packing. It's crazy. Instructions.
You should put all this like on a diorama
I'm
or
going to
something.
put it in my dollhouse. I'm redoing one of my dollhouses. That's going to
Oh,
be my
be
project.
perfect. Yeah, be perfect.
I'm redoing my one dollhouse. Okay. That's that. And then we got another box over here. Oh, wow.
What?
I got another. This is not the drill. This is the saw. The Black & Decker saw. Oh, look.
This is all from one ball?
Yes. See? $3.99. Look at this. Oh, it has the blade and everything. And look, the
Wow.
the
Happy
little
birthday.
saw. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. Oh, it's Groundhog's Day. So we have to see.
Groundhog's
Please
Day right
don't
now.
kill the groundhog, whoever lifts the groundhog up. The mayor of New York once killed the groundhog. And
Ooh.
this feels like another water bottle or a lava lamp. I think it might be a lava lamp.
They give a how is it still
Happy birthday, Tina.
It is. It's a lava lamp. This is a really good ball. This one right here
wow.
is a really good. This is another rarity here. The lava lamp, the KitchenAid, the drill, the saw, and what's in here?
The couch.
Oh, I got another sandwich maker, ultra rare.
Wait, this is two balls.
Nope, this is one ball.
You have another one open there though.
Wait, that's one ball. This is the second ball.
Okay, so you have open two.
Yeah, two altogether.
Yeah, okay.
Look at that. Wow. Got another ultra rare sandwich maker.
Super cute.
Super cute.
Are you gonna show us the dollhouse when you get it all done?
Yeah, I'll show it to you while I'm doing it. Look at it.
I mean, you should do it, like on a craft night.
Oh yeah, that's what I plan to do.
Happy birthday, Tina.
Happy birthday, Tina. 29.
was just gonna say that 29 again.
Do you remember when the mayor of New York killed Staten
I
Island
don't.
Stan?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he killed Staten Island Stan. He dropped him and then he died.
Really?
Isn't that terrible? Yeah,
Yes.
he dropped him and then he died after that.
I
Horrible.
remember that.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's terrible.
That is awful.
Okay, so let's see what this stuff was. It was rare, ultra rare. The lava lamp is rare. Okay. Let's see. The picture is common. The cutting board is common. That we got in the other one though. Let's see. The one with let's see. But the saw is rare. And I'm trying to see that the juicer is ultra rare. Actually, wait a minute, that's not the juicer, that's the coffee grinder. Ultra
Oh,
rare, ultra rare. And then, oh my gosh, that thing with the glue
uh-huh.
is legendary.
What? You're kidding.
It's legendary. It's very, very super duper rare. There's only 3 legendary things.
Oh
This
my
vase,
goodness.
that was legendary. That's crazy. And the water bottle is rare. Oh, look at that. The water bottle's rare.
And you got that?
Yeah, the green water bottle.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
Okay, but that's legend. Oh, now see, Jimmy's going to be happy because that's got a legendary item. The lip couch is luxury.
Wow.
Lip couch is luxury. Yeah, that lip couch can go in that little thing that little place that I'm building. Got this is a coffee grinder.
What about the saw?
The saw is rare.
Okay.
Saw is rare. KitchenAid. And
Have you gotten a lot of duplicates?
do I have a lot of duplicates? No,
Uh-huh.
not a lot of duplicates.
That's good.
Few duplicates. Few duplicates. Not a lot.
I like these better than the other ones too.
Yeah. Well, these can go in the dollhouse, which I like.
Right, but I mean the home balls versus the other, what is it?
The mini brands, yeah.
No, the other ones that had babies.
Oh, the babies.
Yeah.
I like the babies, but there's only so many babies you can get.
Right.
Yeah, I like the babies too.
The babies are super cute. They're super
Yeah,
cute.
they are.
I don't even think they had babies at the store. I don't even know if they did. Well, they didn't. Well, they did or they didn't. But that was super fun.
Yeah, those two were good tonight.
Yeah. Legendary. Oh, this is for the saw. It's packing material for the saw.
So cute, like you said, how they really pack them.
Yeah.
They go to a
Crazy.
lot of trouble. Yeah.
Now, look at this. So I got the box. I took the box out today. It's like I got to go through the self-checkout. Why shouldn't I get the box? I have a legendary item on the box thing. It's the fishbowl. I have get this off. Come on. Okay. Whew. So on the box. Look what they have. Now you would think, I know from a fact, because from going on the message boards, that there's no KitchenAid mixer in there, but there is a microwave, and I have. a
Show that
microwave.
box thing again. What is that?
It's, you know how when they put the things on the outside of the box?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that's, I took a box to the register. Um,
wait, you can buy them just like that?
well, you take the box when you buy the balls.
What do you mean?
You remember at the mini brands, you got some with the box and it had the items in the front, remember?
They're
You
not
don't
really,
really remember getting the boxes with the stuff?
but there's nothing in there, right?
This is the legendary fishbowl.
Oh my gosh, hold it still. Oh, wait, now let the camera focus. Oh, there you go. How cute.
Okay, and then they have the microwave oven.
It's cute.
That's rare.
Oh, sorry, Jen. Prayers for your husband.
What happened?
He's in the hospital again.
Oh, no, really? Prayers, Jen.
We'll be praying for him. Poor guy. Pray for a full recovery.
Yeah. I was just thinking about him the other night.
It's awful. He's having it rough these days, isn't he, Jen?
Oh.
Does he have respiratory issues? Bacterial infection. He's on
Oh.
IV and he is weak, low immune system.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Maybe this will get him strengthened up. That's too far close to the camera.
I know, but I don't know if you can see it.
So adorable, though.
Very cute. Very cute.
Yeah, those antibiotics should get it knocked out.
What else did you get besides the fish bowl and the microwave?
On the box,
Uh-huh.
was, yeah, they have this box, but the mixer's not in here. They just have the
Oh.
box and then they have the air fryer.
Oh, okay.
Air fryer and 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, air fryer.
Oh, the dialysis 3 times a week. Okay.
Oh,
Poor guy.
Mm. A lot of people with stuff going on.
Keep praying, Jen. Miracle of prayer.
Yeah, sure. See what this guy is doing over here. What are you doing? Exactly, what are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? No, you're not going outside yet. You're not. You're not going out yet. Very bad squealed. Okay. Very bad. We watched that P Diddy, you weren't there, right, Scooter, with that P Diddy? I'll tell
No,
you, we watched the P Diddy, and I still can't comprehend that. I am still, we were all arguing about whether his mother was a professional, I don't know what you want to call her. Something that people said that she was that. I said that wasn't it. His father was killed because his father was selling a heroin with some guys that also were mob related, sold to an undercover police officer, got 2 bullets in the head. He never knew his father, but he looks exactly like his father.
yeah,
And then the childhood friend who I think may live up near me, and he's so scared. He has in the one of the documentaries, he has the guy that's going to interview him riding in somewhere in upstate New York, and he looks like he's very near me. But he said he's never told the story before, and he and his mother actually lived with them after the father died. And he said that the mother was like really, she beat him for like everything because he was too soft or whatever. And so Jimmy was saying that, but then when I said, well, do you think that's why he's like he has this big resentment on women, and he's always beating on these women because his mother was always beating on him? I don't know. Could be
Yeah.
his resentment for women. But anyway, then they had all these women, but every time it was coming on, like I kept thinking we were watching it again, and it just seemed like a different thing, and it's so freaking hard to comprehend it.
really?
Yeah, like how was he like he's like by 19 or something, he had the first baby with that lady, and he was like a millionaire. I'm like, by doing what? What was he doing?
Yeah,
Because I don't even know anything like his songs or anything.
yeah.
I don't know what Jasper is eating over
He
here.
started out with that record label company.
Yeah, Bad Boy Records, but I mean, how did he just start out with Bad Boy Records? Like how?
He started at the bottom. He would go there every day
What do you
until
got?
after a while they finally gave him a job. He started at the bottom.
What are you eating? Put it down. What is it? What are you eating? What? What? Look. You guys gotta go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. And then. Okay, now, Yeah, I don't know. It's every time I see it, it's a different thing. And then everybody was saying something different about the mother. But then I specifically showed Kevin what it said. And it really doesn't say what she does. It says that she got a lot of money after the father died. And he was raised with like a lot of jewelry and clothes and but he's done now. All these people speaking out, he's done.
Oh, yeah.
People think he's going to get out of this. He's not going to get out of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over
Have
on the
you
other
watched?
side.
Have you played the new episode yet?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Hold on, I'm going to go over on the other side. Okay. Yeah, no, we did play it. But it stopped for the people out here. Jimmy and I were watching it in there, and we didn't realize it stopped. Hold on now, this is doing that. But I just can't understand that. Does anybody know what P. Diddy's mother did? Let's see. The brother. Oh, your brother was hospitalized, Christine? Pneumonia, chest pains. Oh, Elle has pneumonia. Did we tell you that, Christine? She had to be taken by ambulance to the hospital. That other night when we were really late and I told you we had something going on, that was Elle. She had to go to the hospital in an ambulance and we were all on the Zoom for her. So, yeah, she did. And they took forever to bring her antibiotics. She finally got them today.
She just now got them?
Today.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. Prayers that he's okay, Christine. Yeah, Al has that too. The ER was packed when you brought your husband in. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of stuff going around. Who had that? Nelson said he had that virus, stomach virus, really badly. Yeah, all of that stuff. Hi, Aquamarine, you fell asleep? Oh no, well if there's anything you like in the auction, just let us know. Our voices are so soothing. Even scooters? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know about Diddy. It's just so weird because I was going like, Jimmy and I were watching it and we were both falling asleep, but then waking up and there was another thing and then I thought it started to play it from the beginning, but it kept seeming like it was a different thing every single time. But you know what I can't understand is when he was kicking the crap out of that girlfriend, that towel never fell off that guy.
Yeah, I
That's
noticed
so
that
crazy. It is. They're like, oh, he really knows how to tie a towel. But when he came out, he was like holding on to it. But the makeup artist said, like, she was there on the couch when he beat her up. And then, like, they were all so scared of him. Yes, he'll have you killed, I guess. But now nobody's scared of him, they said, because so many people are coming out against him.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, there were lots of pictures of lots of people there, including the current president. So, I don't know what's going to come out on all of that stuff. J-Lo, and I think there's a Leonardo DiCaprio there. And
from what I'm reading, it says that his mother was a model and teacher's assistant.
see, that's what I heard. Something about I even heard teacher, whatever, teachers, but I don't know who said it and said that she was like someone that gets paid for certain activities.
Mm-hmm.
And then that he slept with his aunt. And then Binky was saying that his aunt that was supposed to be his mother. I don't know. I have no idea about that. I wonder if... Oh, Kevin's in here. Is Kevin in here? Kevin, did you see anything? He's a bad cookie, Aquamarine. Yeah. But I just... I never cared. Like, even... I didn't even realize that Sean John clothing was his, but I never... Like, my kids were never into Sean John clothing at all. My older ones, you know. I remember seeing it and hearing that it was Sean John, the rapper, but I don't know. My kids were more into like Eminem and my son Michael. He and Gia went to a 50 Cent concert recently, but not Diddy. Hospital was packed as well. He went early morning. Didn't get a room until last night. He said patients were all over the halls. Really, Christine? Is that it where you are? You can't figure it
That's
out.
crazy.
Yeah, it seems like a new thing every time. Your husband is still in an ER room? They sent Elle home at like 3 in the morning. That was crazy because she was really weak and dehydrated.
She hasn't fallen anymore, has she?
No, she's been okay. And she hasn't been vomiting either. Now that she's got the
Good.
antibiotics, hopefully that'll help that cough she has.
She just got that today?
Mm-hmm. She was starving tonight after they forgot her food and stuff, and then she must have found a piece of pizza or something in her refrigerator, and she's like, oh my gosh, I found a piece of pizza, I'm going to warm this up while I'm waiting. Starving, so that's good. She got her appetite back. And
That's crazy. The hospitals are so busy.
I think a lot of people you don't get a flu shot, right?
No.
They say that Diddy's mother is really the mother's sister, his aunt. They say that Diddy's mother is really the mother's sister, his aunt. Why? Was she really young? Is it like a Ted Bundy thing? I'm going to look that up right now. I'm going to look that up right now. Should do a poll. Was his real mother a working gal? I'm going to check it out right now, Kevin. I'm going to ask the question. Was Diddy's mother really his aunt? Okay, let's see. What happened to Diddy's biological mother? Diddy's biological mother, Janice Combs, raised him in Mount Vernon. That's what we heard, in Harlem. His father, Melvin Earl Combs, was shot and killed while sitting in a car near Central Park West. A former model and teacher's assistant, Janice defended her son in a statement released through her lawyer earlier this month. Hey, what happened to P. Diddy's twin daughter's mother? What? Oh, the twin daughter. Oh, yeah, let me see. That's Kim Porter, but what happened to the first wife? Because I think he beat her right away and then threatened to take the baby. And she wasn't her name was, let me see. Janice Combs is 84. Let's see. But you're saying let me see. They're not saying his aunt. Okay, let me see. What happened to Diddy's aunt? There isn't much information about Diddy's aunt, but some information about his father.
Yeah, I didn't find anything on the end.
I don't know where they heard this. All about Diddy's parents. Let me see. They say the mother was a model and a teaching assistant in Harlem and Mount Vernon, New York.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Melvin died in 1972 when Diddy was 3 years old. Diddy only found out his father died from a gunfight when he started school at Howard University. Oh, yeah, that's what Jimmy told me. There's some girl, apparently, that he beat outside of Howard University, and all these people were watching, and nobody said anything. Let me see about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sean's violence. He publicly beat a girlfriend at Howard University in a previously unreported assault. Howard University took back an honorary degree given to him. Why did he get an honorary degree? What happened? Let's see, it says, while a student at Howard University, Diddy attacked his girlfriend and beat her in the dorm hallway with a belt. Great. See. Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted Kid Cudi was okay. Huh. At Howard, Combs became known for hosting rowdy weekly parties, but several women remember him more for an alleged incident outside of a school dorm. One classmate said that he showed up outside a woman's dorm one night and began screaming for her girlfriend in a belligerent manner. Other women in the dorm quickly began running through the halls, knocking on doors in a panic. They were sounding the alarm that Combs, known then by his nickname Puff, was attacking the woman outside. Puff is out here crazy. He's beating her. He screamed and hollered and acted a stone fool until she came downstairs, said another student. She says Combs used what appeared to be a belt to strike the young woman all over the place. Speaking on the condition of anonymity due to the sensitive nature, the witness says Combs appeared really angry, super angry, and was screaming at the top of his lungs, adding that he really whipped her. Wow, that's great. Why didn't they call the police? She was trying to defend herself a little bit, and we were telling him, get off of her. We were screaming for her. Yeah, and why didn't they call someone? Then he allegedly beat a music executive bloody over the man's relationship with Kim Porter. Okay. How did he get away with all of this? And then he allegedly attacked a woman inside Bad Boy offices. They had to tear him off of her after they heard screams and the sound of shattering glass. let's see, Felicia Newsom, the first manager of Bad Boy Recording Studio, recalls once holding Combs back when he was about to beat this girl's arse after a fight broke out between two women. I'm holding him by the waist, saying, "You need to calm down. This is not your fight." Wow. He sounds like a lunatic. Somebody said, I'm starting to think this Diddy fella can't be trusted.
Yeah, you think? He's a madman.
He fights with men also. He tried to put his hands on Kendrick years ago at the VMA's after party. J. Cole intervened and ended up fighting with Diddy. Diddy also has slapped Drake around over a beat that Diddy wanted, but Drake ended up using it. And then there's also his son's coach that Diddy beat up with weights. Oh my gosh. Where is... cuts ties? So Howard University cut ties with him. He lost the key to the city. But what about his first child? His first child, Justin Dior Combs, was born December 30th, 1993, and that's the one, Misa Hilton. So what happened to her? Because I think he beat her and then tried to. Misa Hilton, let's see what she's saying. Misa Hilton is an American stylist and fashion designer known as a pioneer in the fashion industry. She has styled many hip-hop and R&B stars. Let's see. She was raised in Mount Vernon to a mother who is of Japanese and Jamaican heritage and a father who's African American. Her future boyfriend, Sean Puffy Combs, also grew up in Mount Vernon. Let's see. What about a person? She has 3 children. Her son, Justin Dior, with Sean Combs. From her marriage to executive Jojo Brim, she has a son, Nico, and a daughter, Madison. Yeah, and what about... I think he abused her too. Okay, let me see. Missa Hilton, the mother of Sean Diddy Combs' son Justin, says her heart goes out to Cassie Ventura in the wake of the release of the surveillance footage. I'm heartbroken that Cassie must relive the horror of her abuse, and my heart goes out to her. I know exactly how she feels, and through my empathy, it has triggered my own trauma. She dated Combs in the early 1990s. Justin is their only child. Let's see. These young people were raised by women that want the best for them. Okay. Yeah, but they said...
Hi, Gail.
Hi, Gail. 2 more after they said that something happened to that Misa. And then he threatened to take the baby or something. Who saw that? Diddy's ex speaks out. Cassie's video. You think his trial's really going to start when they say it is?
When's that supposed to be?
This May.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think it's going to start then?
I'd be surprised.
That's probably going to be a long trial.
I have a feeling, right?
Gene Deal. Oh, yeah, see? Gene Deal says, the former bodyguard. He's the one that said it. He said he reveals that Diddy beat Misa so badly she ran under a car. I was a bodyguard because she feared Diddy. Yeah. That's, yep. So, what is Gene Deal? She ran under a car. Yeah,
Linda said if the DA has everything, then they'll probably go forward.
It says, people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal breaks his silence. Let's see here. What happened? His former bodyguard shared his response to the video where he was supposedly seen beating Cassie Ventura. It was not clear from the video if the man physically assaulting the woman was Puffy and his ex-girlfriend. Several artists believed it was the founder of Bad Boy Records. Gene Deal admitted on Mighty Bolton's show, The Art of Dialogue on YouTube, to speak about the footage. Bolton asked him what he thought about the clip. He said, man, you know, that was crazy, and I know people going to think that, you know, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But no, listen here, man. The devil's got a purpose. God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's all in God's plan, man, to let people see, because a lot of people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed, brother. Gene said many did not want to believe Cassie's allegations against Diddy and thought everyone, including herself and Little Rod, were lying about the record producer. Diddy is the only one who told the truth. He said, you all just keep watching. The truth will soon come out. And you see what came out? He added how the video depicted the man punching the woman in the head and kicking her as if she were an animal. He said, if a man with a child, a sister, or a female friend would watch that video, they would want to beat Puffy up. He called the incident appalling and mentioned Kim Porter, who shared 4 children with him. He said it was crazy, and when I saw it, I could imagine what Kim went through. He further referred to stylist and fashion designer Missa Hilton, who was with Puffy in the early 90s and had a son together with him. He said, I could imagine what Missa went through. It's just crazy for the dude to do the girl like that. I can't even believe what I've seen. I still can't believe what I've seen in the video. The way he was kicking her. He was kicking her like a field goal, man. And he said he had flashbacks of Puffy and Jarul running out of a room when he first watched the video. He opined that the video should have come with a trigger warning because it was shared online and the content was sensitive. Let's see. Gene Deal said he would never allow Puffy to do something like that if he was around. He spoke about an incident where the record executive was hospitalized. Gene said Kim injured Puffy's right wrist with a corkscrew as an aftermath of the rapper physically abusing her, he claimed Diddy must have paid the hotel security to keep the surveillance footage from the authorities. You know, at those hotels, they have security personnel. They watch that stuff. And if they didn't call the police, they should be in jail. Whoever watched the tape and didn't submit that to the authorities, they should be brought up on a charge. Oh, so she stuck him with the corkscrew. So that's interesting.
Who just fell off?
I don't know. Who else was here? Kevin? Was Kevin?
Debbie's. Kevin has been in the chat.
Kevin's been. Oh, I thought I heard you just say Kevin's been in the jail. That's what I heard you say. Kevin's been in the jail. Yeah.
Debbie's here.
Debbie's here.
And you're here.
Who else was here?
You're here twice, and then Debbie and myself.
Who else was here?
I don't know. Who just fell off? I don't know who it was.
I don't know. What? Ask the people in the chat. They know because they're watching the screen. Who fell off, chat? Tell us. Who fell off? This is the game. Who fell off? I don't even know where the chat is.
Was it Linda?
No. Linda fell off a long time ago. Does anybody know who fell off? Who's missing from the screen? To this day, the shootings are so bad. My son was murdered.
It was Bucky.
Oh, Lucky.
I didn't even know Bucky was up there.
That's right, because she's been so sleepy.
I don't see anything about the mother and the aunt. Kevin, I really don't. I see that his mother is Janice. And I don't see anything about her being a working gal. And I wonder how much, what the hell, how long was J-Lo with him? And I was trying to figure out if that was before she was with Mark Anthony.
A long time ago. A long
I
time
don't
ago.
even remember that. I'm not a big J-Lo follower either. But why isn't she saying anything?
I don't know.
Okay, the couple started dating in 1999. Well, if she had her kids before that.
I don't know when she had them.
Hold on a minute.
You, Debbie? Debbie.
What?
When did J-Lo have her kids?
Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up with her.
Okay, let me see here. Lopez and Combs met on the set of a music video in 1999. They were a power couple in hip-hop, and they were often seen together. 1999. Lopez and Combs were arrested together in 1999 on weapons and bribery charges. Combs was acquitted, and charges against Lopez were dropped. Lopez ended a relationship in 2001, claiming that he was unfaithful. Later, she married Mark Anthony, and they were together from 2004 to 2011. Well, when did she have her kids?
John Rill said her kids are about 16 now.
Let me see. Okay. Mark welcomed Emmy in 2008 with Jennifer. Emmy is a twin with brother Max. So they had their twins in 2008? So they're the same age as Luke. That doesn't make sense. I thought she had him a long time ago. Then Mark Anthony, because Mark Anthony used to live up by me. You know that, right? I was at his house up here I'm talking about in 1991, way before he was with her.
Oh, how would I know that?
I'm just saying, how long? I mean, how?
Here's justice for Crystal McCrory. She gave you a super chat. Please
Oh,
follow
yeah.
me.
I'm going to take a look at that right now. I'm glad you came in and reminded me. Thank you, because I need reminding. So let me take a look at that case right now, because this is her sister. Thank you, Crystal McCrory. Let me take a look at this now. Crystal McCrory. All right, let's see. So there is I'm going to show you this right now, a petition. I'm going to pull it over here to reopen the case of Crystal McCrory Jones. And it says, on February 9th, 2023, so 2 years ago, almost, 43-year-old Crystal McCrory Jones was found dead in her home of an apparent gunshot wound to the head in the small town of Oak Grove, Louisiana. Her husband, a former employee of the West Carroll Parish Sheriff's Department, who investigated her death, well, he shouldn't be investigating a death of his wife, was found to have changed his narrative of his whereabouts on the day of her death due to a close friendship with the investigating agency. Her death was immediately, by the time of his recorded interview, 2 hours after her body was found, ruled a suicide. The family was actively denied an unbiased investigation by the state police even after the shell casing of the fatal bullet was found by her husband 9 days after her death. Her husband also had her body cremated against the wishes of the family, destroying any physical evidence, as very little, including gunshot residue testing, was taken at the scene. Her sister Jana obtained a laptop that belonged to her sister that had more incriminating evidence against her husband. When all the evidence was taken to both the sheriff and the local DA, her sister Jana was lied to and blatantly called a liar. The family is currently working on getting Crystal's case reopened, and we are hoping to have an actual investigation done to give our family closure as to what happened to her that day. We are hoping to achieve that with your help if you sign this petition and give our family a chance to get answers. Okay, so I'm going to put the link to the petition in the chat. And here you go on that. And let's see what else there is. Louisiana. Let's see. Crystal. Okay. Let's see what there is over here. Okay. Okay, I signed that. Now let's see, I signed to join your thing there, so let's see what else I got. Okay. Crystal McCrory Watts. Her last name is Watts, too. Let's see. I wish I could get in that. Okay, let me see here. All right, so here's the facts. Let's see. February 9th, Oak Grove, Louisiana. She was found dead at the house from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Within 1 hour and 45 minutes, it was ruled a suicide. 2 days before her death, the Ring doorbell camera to her home was cut off. Her husband, Tony Joe Jones, was an employee of the West Carroll Parish Sheriff's Department. Data placed him near the home consistent and in conjunction to the time of death listed on her death certificate. The parish coroner initially changed the time of death from 10:35 a.m. to 5:05 p.m. Why? Shortly following his wife's death, Tony vigorously pursued efforts to collect on a $63,000 group life insurance policy. Soon thereafter, facts show that the husband had Crystal's body cremated. Upon Crystal's death, Sister Jana and Crystal's surviving family members were denied an investigation into her sister's death by the Louisiana State Police Department. If you have stuff you want to share with me, you can share it.
Didn't you say you'd like to have her up sometime, Carolyn?
Yeah. Would she come up? Would you come up and discuss this sometime? Bless you.
Thank you. I was just coughing.
Oh, that sounded like a sneeze.
Carolyn, hon, I'm gonna hang up and go
Okay.
get the tub, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, love ya.
All right, thanks. Love you.
Love you guys in chat. Talk
So
to you
yeah,
later.
tell me if you'd like to come up sometime and we can arrange that, or you can also send me some more information once give me a good email and I'll share the whole case file. Oh, I'd love the whole case file. That's my specialty, is going through these things. Do you know that? That's what I'm very, very good at, going through case files. Yeah, my email is right there. See it? Do you see it? Carolyn at True Crime Chat. I'm going to post it again here. This is my email. Right there. That one. Yeah, if you send me the case file, I can go through it. I can even go through it live here. That's what I do. I really do a lot of research on the case, the discovery of cases, the discovery files, police reports, forensics. Okay, you sent something just right now? Let me see. Oh, there, okay. Let me see what you sent here. I'm going to take a look. Okay. Files from... Let's see here. Okay, let me see what this is. Okay, so let's see here. She was very beautiful. Did you say she had kids? I have that same mug. Okay, that's, where's the files here? Okay. Belt order list. So what was she ordering shirts and belts for something? Let me see. Okay. See what else there is. Tony Jones. Okay, let's see this transcription. Is this his statement here? Let me see. Okay, so Tony is her husband. And so it says, Tony, we responded to your residence this afternoon. The West Carroll Sheriff's Office investigators and deputies in reference to your wife, Miss Crystal, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Could you walk me through your and her activities of today? starting from when you left your residence this morning. His answer was, I left the residence shortly after 8 o'clock. I went to Bastrop to a customer's house, Darren Billings in Bastrop, worked on stuff for him, and I left there, and it was like shortly before 10 o'clock or so. I called Crystal at 10:06, and she answered the phone, and I was like, what are you doing? And I stayed on the phone with her for like 15 or 20 minutes, I'd say, and I had another job to do in Forest High School, so I went into town, I put a check in the bank, I turned around, and then I went to eat at Bakery Barn. I left there and went to Forest High School, and I was there until just shy of 3 o'clock. I got my daughter I checked her out from school since I was already there at like 2:45, and I drove and I sent her a message saying, hey, I got little girl, and she didn't respond, which she normally does. Then I drove into town, and I got me and my daughter got something to eat at Sonic, and I tried to call her again, and she didn't answer, so then I contacted the East Carroll Medical Clinic because she had an appointment at 2:30. And the person said, and he says, and I said, and this was like 3:45 or something, and I asked them, I said, my wife was supposed to have an appointment, is she still there? And I gave them her name, and she was like, well, she never checked in, and so I tried to call a couple more times, and we were worried at that point, so I called Deputy Harris. He is my neighbor. And he was almost home, that he would go check. So he got there, and he said that no one was answering the door. Her vehicle was there. I was like, well, please go inside. The door is unlocked. He went inside. This sounds very much like Chris Coleman. I don't know if you know who Chris Coleman is, but he killed his wife and kids, and then had this neighbor go in and make the discovery just like this. And he said that no one was answering the door. Her vehicle was there. I was like, well, please go inside. The door is unlocked. He went inside, was calling her name. I said the bedroom is in the very back of the house, and her name is Crystal. And so he's calling Crystal, Crystal, Crystal. And were you still on the phone with him? I was still on the phone with him. Okay. And he opened the door and he said, Crystal, Crystal. And then he at that point he said, Tony, I'm sorry to tell you that she's deceased. And so then I rushed home. Then they said, where were you at that time? I was at the bowling alley by our karate school. Oh, they had a karate school together. I see that. What that's about now. Okay. I was at the karate school, and because we had class tonight, and so I was there waiting for her to get there. And she wasn't there by 4 o'clock. That's when I really started panicking, because she had been dealing with depression, and like I said, that's what she was going to the doctor for. That was her appointment today? And he says, that was her appointment to go for the depression. She was on Abilify, and they, Amy Hale took her off of it, which is her doctor. And so now she was trying to come, she said, I don't feel well, and I told her to call this morning. She set up an appointment this morning, and so she made the appointment for 2:30 this morning? Yeah. Okay, when you talked to her on the phone at 10, how did she sound? And he says, it took her a couple of rings to actually get it, and I was like, she was like, hey, and I was like, hey. I said, what you doing? She was like, I was in the living room, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it sounded like you were asleep, and she was like, no, I wasn't asleep. I was just in the living room. So, and I talked to her. We sat on the phone for a few minutes, and she wasn't really saying anything, because I talk to her a lot while I drive, a lot, and I talk to her when she's driving, and I was like, all right, well, I said, I'm going to get off of here. You can get back to what you were doing. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I love you. And she said, I love you. And that's the last time I talked to her. Do they have the phone records of that call? Then what handguns were available to her in the bedroom, Tony? He says, I don't know if in her purse there was a 9mm. I don't know if that's the one she used, but there was also a .45 in the nightstand. And that's the gun case was locked because I lost the key. So it was either the 9mm or the .45. Okay, was available, he said. It was, you think, a ECS 9mm? Answer. Yeah, it was a little small. Question. Small frame? He answers. That was the one she had, yeah. So that gun belonged to her? And he says, yeah, well, it was in my name, but that was the one she carried. Right? And he says, for protection. Then he gets the question again coming to him, says, okay, I talked to you. A deputy crimes called while we were working at the scene, and he told me that he had talked to you there at the karate school this afternoon. Did you see him at the high school? And Tony says, yeah, I was at the high school when I talked to him. Okay, what do you do for a living? He says, I'm a maintenance handyman, AC repair, pretty much anything. Okay. He says, I do a lot of work. I do all the air conditioner and refrigeration for the school system. Okay, was Crystal right or left-handed? He says she was right-handed. Okay, all right. I believe that is all the information that I'm going to require from you, Tony. Is there anything else you would like to add or take away from the statement you have given me this evening? He says, I don't believe so. Okay, in that case, we can end the statement. The time is now 18:52. Wow, that was a pretty short statement. Oh, and there's a recorded interview of that. Let's see if we can hear that.
This is Alan Irby, Chief Deputy with the West Carroll Sheriff's Office. Today's date is February the 9th, 2023. The time is 18:45 hours. The place is West Carroll Parish CID. I'll be taking a statement this afternoon from Tony Jones. Tony's a white male, gives his date of birth is 4/28/78, and resides at a residence located at 1438 Highway 2 in Oak Grove. I'll be taking the statement from Tony in reference to a self-inflicted gunshot wound of his wife, Miss Crystal McCory Jones. Her date of birth is 5/17/79. Tony and Crystal were married for 5 years and lived together at 1438 Highway 2 in Oak Grove. Tony, would you state your name and date of birth for the recording, please?
Tony Joe Jones, 4/28/1978.
Tony, we responded to your residence this afternoon, the West Carroll Sheriff's Office investigators and deputies, in reference to your wife, Miss Crystal, and a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Could you walk me through your and her activities of today, starting from when you left your residence this morning?
I left the residence shortly after 8 o'clock. I went to Bastrop to a customer's house, Darren Billings in Bastrop. Worked on stuff for him, and I left there, and it was shortly before 10 o'clock or so. I called Crystal at 10:06, and she answered the phone, and I was like, what are you doing? And I stayed on the phone with her for 15 or 20 minutes, I say. And I had another job to do in Forest High School. So I went into town, I put a check in the bank, I turned around, and then I went to eat at Bakery Barn. I left there and went to Forest High School, and I was there till just shy of 3 o'clock. I got my daughter checked her out from school since I was already there at like 2:45, and I drove to, we I sent her a message saying, "Hey, I got little girl," and she didn't respond, which she normally does. Then I drove into town, and me and my daughter got something to eat at Sonic, and I tried to call her again, and she didn't answer. So then I contacted the East Carroll Medical Clinic because she had an appointment at 2:30, and I said, and this was like 3:45 or something, and I asked them, I said, my wife was supposed to have an appointment. Is she still there? And I gave them her name, and she's like, well, she never checked in. And so then I tried to call a couple more times, and I was real worried at that point. So I called Deputy Harris, who was my neighbor, and he said he was almost home, that he would go check. So he got there, and he said that no one was answering the door. Her vehicle was there. I was like, well, please go inside. The door is unlocked. He went inside, was calling her name. I said, the bedroom's in the very back of the house. And her name's Crystal. And so he's calling Crystal. And
Were you still on the phone?
I was still on the phone with him.
Okay.
And he opened the door, and he said, Crystal. And then he, at that point, he said, Tony, I'm sorry to tell you that she is deceased. And so then I rushed home.
Where were you
I was
that
at
time?
the bowling alley, or by our karate school.
Okay.
I was at the karate school, and because we had class tonight, and so I was there waiting for her to get there, and she wasn't there by 4:00. Then that's when I really started panicking, because she had been dealing with some depression, and like I said, that's what she was going to the doctor for.
That was her
appointment to go for the depression. She was on Abilify, and the Amy Hale took her off of it, which is her doctor, and so now. And she was trying to come on. She said, I don't feel well. And I told her to call this morning. She set the appointment this morning. And so.
So she made the appointment for 2:30 this morning. Okay. When you talked to her on the phone at 10, how did she sound?
It took her a couple rings to actually get it. And I was like, she's like, hey. And I was like, hey. I said, what you doing? She's like, I was in the living room. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, sounded like you were asleep. And she's like, no, I wasn't asleep. I was just in the living room. So, and I talked to her. We sat on the phone for a few minutes, and she really wasn't saying anything. Because I talk to her while I drive a lot. And I talk to her while she's driving. And I was like, all right, well, I said, I'm going to get off here. You can get back to what you were doing. And she's like, okay. And I was like, I love you. And she said, I love you. And that's the last time I talked to her.
What handguns were available to her in the bedroom?
I don't know if in her purse there was a 9mm. I don't know if that's the one she used, but there was also a 45 on the nightstand. And that's the gun case was locked because I lost the key. So it was either the 9mm or the 45 was available.
It was, I think, a ECS.
Yeah, it's the one, that was the one she had. Yeah.
Frame. So that gun belonged to her.
Yes. Well, it was in my name, but that was the one she carried for protection.
Okay. And I talked to Deputy Crimes called while we were working the scene, and he told me that he had talked to you there at the karate school this afternoon. Did you see him at the high school?
Yeah, I was at the high school when I talked to him.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm a maintenance handyman. AC repair, pretty much anything.
Okay.
I do a lot of work. I do all the air conditioning and refrigeration for the school system.
Okay. Was Crystal right or left-handed?
She was right-handed.
Okay. All right. I believe that is all the information that I'm going to require from you, Tony. Is there
That's all he needs. That's a
that you would
pretty
like to
brief
add or
interview.
take away from the statement you've given me this evening?
I don't believe so.
Okay. In that case, we'll end this statement. The time now is 18:52 hours.
Oh, that's a pretty brief statement there. Let's see what else there is. How many children did they have Do they have just the one daughter? Call records to stop cremation. Do they have a phone record of that call that he said? And here's the police report. Let me see. Wow, there's like nothing on that page really except her name, female. Not okay, let's see. To page 2. Okay, so let's see what it says here. On February 9th, 2023, at approximately 16:35 hours, the West Carroll Sheriff's Office received a report of a death by firearm at the address of 1438 Highway 2, Oak Grove. This is the residence of Tony and Crystal Jones. I responded to the residence along with Chief Investigator David Voigt, Sheriff Scott Matthews, and Police Chief Bubba Russell. Upon arrival, 1649, we were met by Deputy Charles Chuck Harris. According to Deputy Harris, Tony Jones had called him by cell phone and asked him to go by the Jones residence to check on his wife. Apparently, Mr. Jones could not reach his wife by cell phone and became concerned when he learned his wife did not make a 2:30 doctor's appointment in Lake Providence. Upon Deputy Harris's arrival, he would locate Mrs. Jones in her and her husband's bed in the master bedroom, suffering from what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the head. Mrs. Jones was deceased. Deputy Harris stated Mr. Jones was at the Jones Karate School in Oak Grove, awaiting his wife's arrival to start their evening class, and Mrs. Jones never arrived at the karate school. Upon entering the residence, I observed an adult female dressed in a bathrobe lying in a normal position in the bed. Items observed on the nightstand would indicate Mrs. Jones would probably normally sleep on that side of the bed, which was the west side. Bed covers were pulled up to just above the waist, and the body was facing the west, lying on the left side. The right hand clutched a compact frame 9mm handgun. It was evident when the handgun was discharged it did not chamber the next round from the magazine. This condition is usually caused by a limp wrist situation, where the shooter fires the weapon with one hand and the weapon is not stable enough to eject the spent casing and chamber the next round. Once the coroner was on scene and gathered his information, the body was moved. The projectile appeared to have been fired at point-blank range into the side of the skull and exited the left side of the skull, penetrating the pillow and the headboard of the bed. After penetrating the headboard, the projectile took a downward trajectory and lodged in the drywall behind the headboard. The projectile was located and removed from the drywall. This would be the south wall of the bedroom. Evidence resulting from the discharge of the weapon would suggest the body remained at rest in the location it was in. During the weapon's discharge, the projectile, when discharged, appeared to have entered the right side of the skull, traveled through and exited the left side of the skull. Trajectory of the projectile's final location was consistent with the body and head positioning. Deputy Harris had stated the front door of the residence was unlocked upon his arrival, and there was no sign of forced entry or evidence that anyone else had been inside the residence during or after the shooting. There were no signs of a struggle or any other indications of foul play. The family dog was loose inside the home. Investigators searched the west wall and floor of the bedroom for a spent casing and could not locate it. The positioning of the body and manner of the discharge clearly indicated the casing should have been in that area of the room. It was determined that due to the firearm's jammed condition, the spent casing may not have ejected properly and may have stuck to clothing or possibly hair. I decided to make the pathologist aware and see if they could locate the casing during the autopsy. The clothed body was wrapped in a bed sheet and then placed into a body bag. When removing the top cover, it should be noted investigators could feel body heat trapped underneath the covers surrounding the legs. An onset of rigor was noticed, but rigor was not substantially in place. Lividity was present on the back of the legs. The body was removed from the residence by the West Carroll coroner approximately 1800 hours. Upon departure from the residence, I advised Tony Jones he would need to come to the West Carroll CID to be interviewed in reference to the activities of the day. Mr. Jones agreed to meet with me on 2/9/2023 at approximately 1845 hours. Tony Jones submitted a recorded statement. In his statement, Tony Jones would advise he left his residence that morning at approximately 800 hours en route to Bastrop, LA. So that was right after this, and he didn't sound too broken up at all. He didn't even sound in shock, or well, he didn't even try to sound upset. In his statement, Tony Jones would advise he left his residence that morning at 800 hours en route to Bastrop, LA to do electrical work for Darren Billings. Mr. Billings was interviewed on 2/17/2023 and advised Tony called him at approximately 800 hours and told him he was on his way and asked him to empty the refrigerator that Mr. Billings needed repair. Mr. Billings stated that Tony arrived at the residence at 8:45 and completed the work and... Hold on, gotta get to page 3. Completed a small electrical job for him. Mr. Billings stated that Tony left the residence between 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Tony stated that in the recording, after leaving Mr. Billings, he called his wife while driving on the way to Oak Grove. Tony stated Crystal sounded normal in the conversation, and the call lasted approximately 20 minutes. So do they have that 20-minute call? Once in Oak Grove, Tony stated he deposited a check at Regions Bank, got a haircut, and went to the bakery barn for lunch. After leaving the bakery barn in Oak Grove, Tony would advise he drove to Forest School to complete work there. At Forest School, Tony engaged in conversation with West Carroll Deputy Zach Crimes, who was working SRO detail. According to Deputy Crimes and Tony Jones, Tony checked his daughter out of the school at approximately 14:45 and came to the Sonic in Oak Grove for food. After leaving Sonic, Tony would advise he and his daughter went across the street from Sonic to the Jones Karate School to prepare for the evening's class. Firearms and NIBINS remain in process at the Shreveport lab. NLCL report is not complete. Chief Deputy Alan Irby. Let's see here. Where's the phone records? Deleted contacts. Dating website. Tony was on a dating website? Are you kidding? Uh-oh. What the heck was that? And that could never be from when they met. Do we know when he was on there? Do you know when that originated from? This is plentyoffish.com. Match.com. Tony's Facebook post on February 14th. That would be 5 days after, right? Well, made it through first night back at home. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Hashtag long road ahead. Hold on a minute. Tony's Facebook post, March 18th. What does this mean? I don't understand this. This right here is fire. It sounds like something Gypsy Rose said. Truth. What was that? This right here is fire. I don't know what that was because it's not there. Facebook post. Okay. March 19th. Single. I want to know about that telephone call, if it really happened. Facebook post February 25th. What does that say? not sure what all that's about. Let's see here. Oh, Crystal's iPhone last activity, January 27th. What do you mean her last day? How could it be January 27th? I don't get that. How was her last activity January 27th? One second, I'm trying to see what else is here. Let me see. Usage details. What is that? Okay, here's the phone. Let me see what this is about. Pull this over. Where's that? Okay. So this is the day, 1:45 p.m., but he said it was at 10 a.m. Where's the stuff before this? I don't get it. Whose phone is this? Because he said he called her and spoke to her. Okay, let me see here. All right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to go through. I will go through some of this, and maybe we can schedule a time that you can come on. Maybe even tomorrow evening. Go to the timeline and follow the documents. Oh, this is your phone records. Oh, I'm sorry. She had looked out of her account. But can you tell me where the phone, do you have a phone record of that call that he says that he talked to her? Is there a phone record of that? Go to the timeline. Tony, repair shipping label. Okay. Crystal McCrory Jones, deceased. Tony Jones, husband of deceased. Jan Gajewski Logtagar, sister of the deceased. Dane McCrory, brother of the deceased. Julie McCrory, sister-in-law of the deceased. Kara Wan, cousin of the deceased. Corbin Hibbert, son of the deceased. Oh, they had a son too? I'm confused. Didn't he say his daughter in that thing? Scott Matthews, sheriff. What? Okay. Mike Tubbs. I've heard about this guy before. Sheriff. Alan Irby, chief investigator. Penny Dosieri, 5th District Attorney. Victor Smith, 2nd District Attorney's investigator. Jesse Nielsen, investigator, Louisiana State Police. Daniel Grissom, investigator, Louisiana State Police. Chuck Harris, retired state trooper. Deputy School Resource Officer, West Carroll School System. Joshua Kocher, postal inspector. Timeline. As it relates to this document, the pronoun mentioned is in reference to myself, Jana, the sister of Crystal. As I am the one preparing this document, the pronoun we is in reference to my family, Dane McCrory, the brother of Crystal, Julie McCrory, the sister-in-law of Crystal, and Kara Wan, the cousin of Crystal, as they are the active participants. Okay. Approximately 1 week prior to her death, Crystal began tracking Mr. Jones's daily locations through his cell phone. Based on evidence collected throughout these documents, Crystal had grown suspicious of Mr. Jones's infidelity, and more importantly, his pedophilic behavior with underage girls that we discovered Crystal had gained knowledge of, which will be discussed in detail in a separate document presented below. The drastic drop in enrollment status at Inner Peace Martial Arts Studio, owned and operated by Mr. Jones and Crystal, show that soon before her death, parents began withdrawing their children from the classes there for unknown reasons. All of this was brought to the attention of both the sheriff and the district attorney, but Mr. Jones' past history was deemed irrelevant. The Google account associated with the documents collected is that one. Okay. This document is a picture I took of Crystal's last location activity on her phone. We showed that one, which was January 27, 2023 at 5:44 p.m. I am certain that this is when she signed into Mr. Jones's account to access his location. It is at that time that Crystal began tracking the location and movement of Mr. Jones and his daily activities. Crystal's iPhone last activities. An email I retrieved from Mr. Jones's trash folder in his email account indicated that Mr. Jones and Crystal had a Ring camera system at their home and that it had been updated on this day. Sheriff Scott Matthews retains the only copy of this email. However, at the 22:20 minute mark in our recorded meeting with him that will be provided further down, I tell Matthews that they have a Ring doorbell camera and provide him email proof from January 27th, 2023 that a device was logged into the camera. Mr. Jones told Dane that the camera had not been active in a month. On February 7th, which is 2 days before, this is a picture I took of an email that was in the trash folder belonging to Mr. Jones. Jones at jonesmanllc gmail.com. The email is dated for being sent on February 7th. When I opened Crystal's laptop and opened the browser, she was logged into Mr. Jones's Google account. The email indicates that Mr. Jones's location history had recently been turned on during the month of January. And that explains the location history is a Google account level setting that creates timelines, a personal map of visited places and trips. Exhibit 41A is a timeline location history email. And another one is a picture showing the account logged into Crystal's laptop. The night before Crystal's death, Mr. Jones deleted very specific contacts out of his phone. These contacts or phone numbers were discussed with Sheriff Scott Matthews during our recorded meeting with him on February 23, 2023, but this subject was never brought up again. Sheriff Matthews retains the only copies of the phone numbers that were attached to these contacts that I provided him. Sheriff Matthews can be heard on the 17:30 mark in our restored meeting, instantly dispelling any wrongdoing or suspicion on Mr. Jones's behalf for deleting the contacts listed in his phone the night before. Mr. Jones had the occupation of some of those contacts listed as a coroner, chief deputy, a pastor, and the manager and owner of a restaurant called the Bakery Barn in Oak Grove that Mr. Jones visited the day of Crystal's death. Additionally, on this day, around 12 hours before her established time of death, someone logged into Mr. Jones and Crystal's AT&T phone account for the first time due to the email I found in the trash folder, once again due to Sheriff Matthews having the only copy of the document. I will give the minute-second mark that it was discussed during our recorded meeting as proof. It is our belief, based on the accumulation of all other evidence, that Crystal had caught on to Mr. Jones's inappropriate behavior and that she was the one who logged into the account. 2040, I began to explain to Matthews why it all ties together and present to him more documentation retrieved from the laptop. I present to Matthews an email from AT&T, from Mr. Jones's email, that stated a one-time verification code was sent because someone had logged into their AT&T phone account the night before Crystal's death on February 8th, 2023 at 11:40 a.m. February 9th, 8 o'clock, Mr. Jones leaves the residence he shared with my sister, Crystal. 8:45, he arrives at what was confirmed 5503 Candace Lane in Bastrop to work on a refrigerator for Darren Billings. 9:59, he leaves Darren Billings' place. 10:53, he arrives at 305 East Main Street, Oak Grove, which is marked as work in Mr. Jones's Google account. The address belongs to the West Carroll Sheriff's Department. 11 a.m. Crystal's estimated time of death as reflected on her death certificate. 11:09 Mr. Jones leaves 305 East Main Street. 11:11 Mr. Jones arrives at that bakery barn. 11:53 he leaves 105 Constitution Avenue. 12:01 he arrives at Forest High School. This is where Detective Alan Irby states Mr. Jones was at all day working. As an employee of a public school system, I'm aware that school systems do not allow private maintenance workers to simply come into the schools to work on things. Aside from that, Mr. Jones' LLC license had been revoked for years, so he is not insured. A bookkeeper would be unable to pay Mr. Jones for his services out of a checkbook without auditors finding the school system at fault. 1:16 p.m. a FedEx package was delivered to the residence of Mr. Jones, but no one answered the door. Mr. Jones, 2:43 p.m., checks out his daughter, Hannah Cheyenne Jones. Yeah, but what? Okay, she wasn't listed above, though. From Forest High School and leaves. She is normally a bus rider. During this time, records indicate that Mr. Jones then drove slowly around Oak Grove, slowly enough that GPS pins him stopping for 7 minutes in Oak Grove, 3:03, 3:10, but cannot give an address. Records show that it took Mr. Jones 35 minutes to drive his daughter 6.2 miles from Forest High School to Sonic Drive-In. This is only a 9-minute drive. Mr. Jones arrives at Sonic Drive. How old is this daughter? And located at 806 East Main Street. Mr. Jones leaves Sonic at 3:57. He gets there at 3:25. And it takes 6 minutes to drive what should only be a 3-minute drive, 1.5 miles. Mr. Jones arrives at the Walmart Supercenter at 4:03. 4:11 he leaves the Walmart. 4:16 a Google search shows he searched for East Carroll Medical Clinic, Lake Providence, LA, from a Galaxy S8 phone. At 4:16 he arrives at an undetermined address. Mr. Jones leaves the undetermined address at 4:37. Where did he call the place? 4:44 I received a call from my brother Dane stating that he had just gotten off the phone with Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones had called to tell Dane that her sister, Crystal McCrory Jones, was just found dead in their home in Goodwill, Louisiana. Mr. Jones stated to Dane that he had called Officer Chuck Harris to go check on Crystal because he had a karate studio full of students at the time. Google timeline location records show that Mr. Jones drove aimlessly to several locations after checking his daughter out of school. Chuck Harris was the one who discovered Crystal's body. Please be advised that Chuck Harris's social media page has him currently employed as a resource officer for the West Carroll school system. 4:51 p.m. Mr. Jones arrives at the residence he shared with my sister, Crystal McCrory Jones. It took him 14 minutes to get from the last verified address on Constitution Avenue to his residence after being told his wife was dead. 14 minutes is the exact time it should take for this drive while doing the speed limit. Mr. Jones did not rush at all to his residence. 4:52 I leave my residence at 308 Parvin Drive, Bastrop, Louisiana, and drove to their home. 5:08 I arrive at their residence. What should have been a 26-minute drive only took me 16 minutes, and I had to factor in going through 3 towns aside from Mr. Jones only having to travel within 1 town. Upon arrival, there were several marked patrol cars along the side of the road with their emergency lights initiated, as well as a coroner's-type vehicle pulled into the driveway. The front yard was roped off with yellow crime scene tape. On the scene, I was met by Mr. Jones. He embraced me and simply said, It's a single gunshot wound to the head. Without response, I proceeded to walk and stand at the furthest corner of the yellow crime scene tape, closest towards the road and nearest the coroner-type vehicle. I was approached by Mr. Jones's teenage daughter, Cheyenne. Oh, so that was not her daughter? Who simply hugged me with no tears and said, "My best friend is dead." Mr. Jones stood about 3 to 4 feet from me. A gentleman approached. Mr. Jones, a pool, and stated to Mr. Jones, "We still have to send her body off for an autopsy." The gentleman then proceeded to drive the coroner-type vehicle out of the driveway and back it into the driveway. Mr. Jones then looked at me and stated, "I kinda hate to ask this, but do you want her services in Bastrop or Oak Grove?" I very sternly replied by saying Bastrop. As more of Mr. Jones's family seemed to appear out of nowhere, some were there when I arrived and others arrived after I got there. Only 2 approached me to talk to me. These 2 individuals were Sherry Graves Charrier and Angie Robinson. Sherry Graves Charrier proceeded to tell me how sad my sister was and depressed. She tried to talk about how my sister's medication and antidepressant regime was the cause of her suicide. She was emphatic that the signs were there all along and that no matter how many silly memes she sent her, she just wouldn't laugh. During this long spill about my sister's bout of depression that she apparently knew all about, the guy with the coroner-like vehicle advised Mr. Jones they would be bringing her body out soon. It was at this time that Mr. Jones looked at me and said, "Come on, Jenna, you don't need to see her like this." I responded very sternly, and I said, "See her like what, Tony?" Mr. Jones and his sister, Sherry, walked away as I stood there, never once acknowledged by any of the cops, investigators, or coroner as being her sister, waiting for them to bring my sister, my flesh and blood, out in a body bag. Angie Robinson, a cousin, maybe sister of Mr. Jones, came out of nowhere, grabbed my right hand and said, "I know you don't know me, and we are not family, but you don't need to do this alone. That one act of kindness let me know my sister was still around. She made sure someone was going to be there to watch after her baby sister one last time. Throughout the 34 minutes that I was there, I witnessed all of Mr. Jones's family being called by their first names by detectives and other law enforcement on scene. Not once did any law enforcement official ask who I was. 5:42 p.m. I left their residence and drove back to my residence in Bastrop. 5:56 p.m. Mr. Jones left the scene at his residence and drove 12.2 miles, which took him 42 minutes. Mr. Jones arrived again at 305 East Main Street, Oak Grove, which is the address of the West Carroll Sheriff's Department. I texted a sheriff friend of mine to ask for his help, Mike Tubbs. "Mike, this is Jana. Hey, I know it's out of your jurisdiction, but I need some help desperately. My sister died tonight in West Carroll Parish. Right now it's under investigation as a suicide, but I just want to be sure nothing is left untouched because this just isn't my sister. Maybe I'm in denial, but please help if you can to be sure that they look for anything suspicious. Her name is Crystal McCrory Jones." His response, "I will speak to them over there. We are flying home tonight." Okay, 8:56 p.m. I texted a law enforcement friend of mine in the Morehouse Parish to ask for help, Libby Brixey. Okay. "Hey, I know it's out of your jurisdiction, but I need some help desperately. My sister died tonight in West Carroll Parish. Right now it's under investigation. It's suicide, but I just want to be sure nothing's left untouched. because this just isn't my sister. Maybe I'm in denial, but please, please help if you can to be sure they look for anything suspicious. Her name's Crystal McCrory Jones. Libby, my heart hurt so bad. Me and my brothers told my mom, and she lost it. I felt nothing but numb. Her response, do you know who's working at SO or PD? Sheriff's Office or Police Department? My response, Sheriff's Office. Her husband, Mr. Jones, used to work for the Sheriff's Office there as a reserve officer, and they relayed information to him that they wouldn't even relay to me. For example, it was a single gunshot wound to the head. They were sending her off for autopsy. They tried to whisper that while I was 3 feet away. They said out loud that they didn't suspect foul play. February 9th, at 1:16 p.m. on the day of Crystal's death, a FedEx package arrived at the residence. The carrier, Loretta Cohn, happened to be the one on the route that day. She is my cousin, and although she is not Crystal's biological cousin, they were raised together. Therefore, she often goes inside the home to use the restroom or to chat for a few minutes when she sees that Crystal's home and has a package to be delivered there. On this day, Ms. Coyne delivered a package that contained a cell phone for Mr. Jones. Although Mr. Jones' white work truck and Crystal's beige Tahoe were in the circle driveway, no one came to the door, even after several attempts were made by Miss Coyne, as she needed to use the restroom. I brought this up in a meeting with Sheriff Matthews, and the conversation can be heard at the 21:17 mark, discussing the package, as well as the fact that Mr. Jones paid over $150 the day before Crystal's death to have the phone fixed. Sheriff Matthews retains the only copy of the receipt as well. I discussed with Matthews the package that was being delivered to the address of the residence on the day of her death at 1:16 p.m., and Mr. Jones activated the new phone at 8:35 p.m. on February 9th, the day of her death, at the 21:58 minute mark. Matthew admits to giving Mr. Jones the package from the front doorstep. I mentioned to him that I made an attempt to call Detective Alan Irby in regards to the package. Okay, so it's late, but I guess I'm going to go through this tomorrow. Maybe you can come on the show tomorrow and talk about this. I can email you tomorrow as I go through this a little more, because I want to put it in its own video and do it from there. You know what I mean? Okay. I'll do it, so we can do it right. He had a daughter and son, no kids together. She had 2 sons. How old are her sons? Yeah, we'll have to go through this, and then maybe you can come on. Okay? Because I'll go through it better and put it in its own video, not in this, because now it's in this video here, so. But we'll go through it. Yeah, I'd like to help you out there. That's terrible. Sounds fishy to me, Doesn't sound, just even from that interview, that was ridiculous. They didn't test for gun residue on his hands or anything. And where's, the phone records and all that stuff. Okay. So we'll talk about this tomorrow, and then I'll go through some of it and then touch base with you and email, and we'll see what we can do if you want to come on and talk about this. I've just got to find out. But thank you, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night. Love you guys.